What's going on, everyone? Shri, Kanase here. Now, every single week, I like to go through a full-on deep analysis of an e-commerce brand, which is basically crushing it with Google Ads. And these past few weeks, I have been obsessed over this one e-commerce brand because it is doing about $400 million per year in revenue. The brand I'm talking about is this hooded blanket brand called the Oodie. Now, for those of you that know the Oodie, this e-commerce brand is actually run by a very famous celebrity known as Davey Fogarty. Davey, if you're watching this video, I apologize for just wrecking your name, but nonetheless, this brand is run by Davey, and there's a lot of things this brand does right, which I want to cover in this video. Let's start off by just looking at the overall generic view of what we see with this e-commerce brand. So right here, as we can see, right when I typed the keyword hooded blanket, I was shown multiple different e-commerce brands. The Oodie was ranking number 2. Now, whenever you do this search, you will notice the Oodie is within the top 5 selections in most cases. And the product, which is within the top 5, ranges from this gray blanket all the way up to this green colored avocado looking blanket. But these two brands are mostly dominating the top sections of Google Ads, and there's a very good reason why. Let's start off by looking at their images. So with the image, first of all, if we compare it to the other images ranking here on a very general broad view, we can see, number one, that there are models in both the images, but that's not the important part. The important part is that all of these other hooded blankets, majority of them do have models in them as well. However, with the Oodie, just the way these models are standing with their unique styles, with their unique poses, makes it very easy for a viewer like myself or a general customer to straight away look at their product, look at their ad, and be intrigued by it compared to, for example, something like this. I mean, when I saw this ad on my screen right now, I didn't even know what it was. My eyes simply glazed over this product right here. So the image with the Oodie, number one thing you want to take so that you can apply to your own e-commerce brand is the way that the models are standing. Now, it doesn't matter if your product images don't have any types of models in them, or for example, you don't even need models in the first place. What matters is that your product image is actually standing out of the crowd in some way, shape, or form compared to your competitors. Now, the Oodie, again, it saw that there were other models and other competitors' photos, and the best way to stand out would not be just to have a generic image like this one with a white background. So instead, they made their models stand in different ways. I mean, this model right here, she's spreading her legs a bit wider, and don't take that the wrong way, but she's spreading her legs and just standing out so that she can take more of the frame within the photo itself. Same with here, just hands in his pocket, looking down, something very different. So the number one thing that really helped the Oodie crush it with Google Ads is obviously the image. Moving on now to the titles. Now, the titles that the Oodie has here go against some of my teachings, and here's exactly why. Whenever I create a title for my products with Google Ads, I like to make sure there's a good amount of keywords available within the title to ensure that Google's algorithm has an easy time understanding who to show my products to. But in this case with the Oodie, they literally have only 4 words within their titles. This one, a gray Oodie hooded blanket, and this one, avocado Oodie hooded blanket. So very simple titles, and that actually works to their benefit in this case, and here's exactly why. If we look at some of the other titles appearing here, we can see that they're pretty much thrown together with a bunch of different keywords and just have these ... at the very end, indicating that the title goes on and on. So in this case, a lot of the brands are actually using the opposite strategy, the strategy I teach, which is to have more keywords, or just to make your title as big as possible. But here comes Oodie with their special style of creating titles, which is not too big, but just the right amount. So just with the title alone, I mean, a customer's eyes are simply drawn to their ad because they have a unique way of titling their products. It's very straightforward, very simple, and that works for their benefit. So again, we see here that they're doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. They did that first with the image, and then they did that with the title. Now, Moving on to the third thing, which is the pricing. With the pricing, very general setup, nothing too crazy. They're not the most expensive, nor are they the most cheapest. They're right in the middle, and that's exactly what you want to be focusing on when it comes to Google Ads, simply because you never want to be the most expensive. Because in most cases, you don't want to be the most expensive, and obviously you want to get a good amount of profit, so you don't want to be the cheapest as well. But this kind of brings us to the final things they're doing, such as these reviews. They have a bunch of reviews for their products, and almost all of their products have a significant amount of reviews, which is again a good thing because it appears with these stars on Google Shopping. And they also have these special offers. So it says free shipping right here, 30-day return policy, so on and so forth. But that does it for the Google Ads side of things. The number one thing you want to get out of that is stand out of the crowd in some way, shape, or form. It could be with a unique image. It could be with a title, and so on and so forth. But that's the most important thing you want to be doing with your shopping ads. Moving on now to the product page. Right when we land on the landing page for the Oodie, we can see this beautiful design of a custom theme with Shopify. We can see they have these very unique images right here popping up, which of course is something no other brand really does when it comes to this specific niche. And if we just look all over this landing page, we can see there are certain types of designs, colors, and textures, which most likely this e-commerce brand came up with. Like for example, this orange color or this blue color, based off of a lot of A/B testing. So everything is properly laid out with this e-commerce brand, and combining that with a very powerful Google Shopping ad strategy and also a very powerful Google search ad strategy, because if you scroll down and look through some of these ads, you will actually see the Oodie coming up. These are some of the main reasons why they're able to do $400 million in revenue per year. Now, if this is your goal, or if you just want to take your e-commerce brand to the next level, specifically with Google Ads, and you're already currently doing $40,000 or more per month, go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and let's potentially work together to get you to these levels that the Oodie is at and more.